Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World, and I'm in Louisville, Kentucky today. I'm going to speak at St. Stephen's Church, which is run by Pastor Kevin Cosby, who is just an amazing pastor and scholar, for whom I have a lot of respect. He actually is the president of Simmons College in Kentucky as well, which I encourage you to look up that school because he's doing a lot of great things with the school, and I love that school because it was actually created when some former slaves pulled together their money and bought some land because they wanted to educate future generations. Because even back then, especially back then, they really understood the value of education, and they understood why people worked so hard to keep education out of the hands of black people, because education is a very dangerous thing. Ignorance is very powerful or empowering for your oppressor. So if you want to keep white folks controlling your life, or any oppressor, not just white folks, then keep yourself ignorant, because that's pretty much what they want you to do. That's why for so long slaves were not allowed to learn how to read. They were not allowed to congregate. There were a lot of things that slaves could not do, and a lot of it was designed to keep them oppressed. Now, speaking of this, and how willful ignorance will only enhance the oppression that's already upon you. Yolanda Spivey sent me a clip about Steve Harvey, the comedian, and I saw the clip, and she was kind of taken aback. And usually when Yolanda sends me something, it's usually interesting. And so I watched it, and I said, "What's going on?" And I checked it out, and I saw Steve on this clip say, to a white woman in the audience, she was asking a question about what you do when you're at a social gathering and people start to talk about complex topics or topics in history. And Steve said, "I just tell them I don't care for slavery." And then he said, and then I walk off, and I was like, "Oh, you don't care for slavery? Okay, well, that's kind of awkward. I'm not comfortable with that." But then at the end, he comes back again and says, "I don't give a damn about slavery," and and I hope that you understand when I say how dangerous that is. How dangerous it is that we have this black man who is one of the most respected and recognized faces in all of Black America, because white folks really like him. They gave him a lot of TV shows that black men don't normally get, like the daytime show and the Family Feud and all that. And it's when someone like that is makes a statement like that, it's incredibly disturbing and very destructive, because it does a couple things. Number one, it makes ignorance cool and funny and acceptable. It basically says, if you're in a situation where a conversation comes up that either you're not comfortable with or you don't understand, then just say you don't care and walk off. And you might think, "Oh, well, he's just being funny. He's just making jokes." No, people take that stuff seriously. There are people that look at Steve Harvey as there's a reason why they put certain celebrities on TV to get you to do certain things. There's a reason why a lot of people voted for Barack once Oprah gave him her endorsement. It's because people pay attention to what celebrities say and what they recommend. And so this idea that a black man, particularly who comes from a group of people where education has always been denied us, the fact that he will promote ignorance is very uncomfortable. And I'm not here to really spend a lot of time attacking Steve or anything like that, because I don't think that's necessarily productive. But I'm here to give the alternative point of view. Never ever endorse ignorance. Never ever run toward ignorance. Never ever give the upper hand to your oppressor by willfully making yourself as ignorant as possible. If you run into a conversation where you don't understand what's going on, ask questions, try to learn, do your research, keep learning, because it is when we swim in ignorance that we end up frustrated, because this society is complex, and there are very complex games being played against black people to keep you under control. And if you choose the blissfulness of being stupid, then you're going to always be a victim of oppression. You won't understand why. The other thing that comes to mind is I couldn't help but to be really hurt that I would see a clip like this during Black History Month. That is a time where, at least for the rest of America, Black history is on the forefront. Personally, I think we've gotten to to a point where we understand Black history should not be confined to a month. It should be a year-round thing. You should not depend on the school system to teach your kids Black history. They're not going to do it. They have no incentive to do it. It's not their job to do it. It's your job to do it because you're the parent, you're the mentor, you're the whatever. You're the one who should be educating your kids. Don't leave that up to your oppressor. We are accustomed to getting what we need economically from whites. We're accustomed to getting what we need educationally from the white power structure. But understand that's not normal. That means that pretty much we've been imperialized psychologically to the point where we believe that this awkward assimilation to a narrative that is false about the history of our people, that is somehow what we're supposed to do, and it's not what you're supposed to do. It's not. So I just I was hurt that Steve would say this. I hope that he'll apologize. I think that we have this belief, unfortunately, in our society that if you make a lot of money and if you're famous or funny or whatever, that anything you say can be acceptable. And so a lot of people are going to go along with anything Steve Harvey says because he's rich. That's it. Period. He makes a lot of money. Oh, he's rich, so it's funny. He could literally say, "What time is it?" and people would laugh and think it's the greatest thing in the world because we're addicted to money in America. We think that money defines everything about who you are, and that you can be devoid of integrity and still be okay because you make money. Now, I'm not saying Steve Harvey is devoid of integrity, but I will say in that particular clip, in that particular moment, I was very, very hurt by the fact that he would say to a white woman, in front of this massive white audience, I don't give a damn about slavery. I think he owes our ancestors an apology because because he may not give a damn about what our ancestors went through, but they certainly gave a damn about him. They made sacrifices so that he could have an opportunity to be on the Family Feud and all these daytime TV shows that he participates in and all this other stuff. He's making money hand over fist because somebody gave a damn about him. So for you to somehow say that it's okay for you as a black man to not give a damn about the people who gave you so much, I cannot sign off on that. I think that people should continue to speak up on this. I think Steve really needs to apologize for those remarks. I doubt that he will. Just being real with you, I think Steve Harvey probably knows something of people like me, but truth be told, he's a super mega celebrity, and he doesn't have to listen to people in the black community really in order to keep making his money. Because let's be clear, he makes his money from white folks. They love him to death, and most of the time they love black men when we are funny, when we are soft, when we're willing to partner with people like Paula Dean, which Steve agreed to do recently, and it kind of bothers me because I think Steve Harvey could do more. I think he's a smarter man than that. In fact, he's a very smart man. But I think that unfortunately, because he worked so hard to become successful and to get to where he is, I think he's willing to do almost anything in order to make money. And I'm sorry, bro. I mean, if you start doing stuff like that, I'm gonna have to say something about it because at the end of the day, I know that's not healthy for our people, and I really don't want to speak negatively about Steve Harvey. I know people. I don't know Steve. I never met him, but I know people who know him, and again, a lot of people, they just love him because he's rich and powerful, right? I mean, when people get to that status, most people who know them, they like them. They either love them or they hate them. Most people I know happen to love him, and I don't love him or hate him. I just evaluate things as I see it. And I would say in this particular situation, right now, based on this particular clip, Steve Harvey needs to apologize to the black community, apologize to our ancestors, and stop saying that stupid crap on TV, man. I mean, that is honestly, that becomes the epitome of coonery. That really does become a minstrel show. You never stand in front of a group of white people and say, I don't give a damn about slavery. Not acceptable. That's all I want to say. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World. Please take care. God bless. I'm gone. And don't forget, check out Simmons College. I think you'll love this school. I think you'll love Pastor Kevin Cosby out of Louisville, Kentucky. He's just a bad brother, a real bad brother. Anyway, take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.